Hey guys, it's Sharon here, and I'm here to do the first half of February's Hobonichi Flipthrough. And yeah, so this will be February 1st through February 15th, like I did in January. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, on this page here, which is the Remember This, now what I'm doing is I'll kind of explain what I'm doing on February 1st, but I'm keeping track on this page of the books that I'm reading for this month, when I started it, when I finished it and stuff, and I have a little bit more to put over here, so this isn't quite up to date yet. But anyway, so for February 1st, I recorded a video. I'm doing 6 weeks with Stephen King, and so basically what this means is I'm dedicating my reading to Stephen King for all of February, and from February 1st through March 15th. So I've put a video up on my channel about that. You can check that out if you want to. So the books that I'm listing over here are the Stephen King books that I'm reading for February, and then I'll probably do the same thing for March. But I've started out with Carrie, and I've journaled about that a little bit, kind of just explaining what I'm doing. For February 2nd, I started a new series on my YouTube channel, Fountain Pens for Newbies. So I journaled about that a little bit here, just kind of explaining what my goal is for that series. And I tried to draw a little iPod sort of camera thingy to show that I was filming videos, so filming videos right there. And then I had finished up with Carrie, and then on February 3rd, I started with The Green Mile. So I wrote about that a little bit. And then this is also when our Pelican M800 gram place fountain pen came in. I got one, and so did my husband. And this is actually what it looks like in person. This is the Pelican M800 Special Edition Grand Place. And I'll just undo it just a little bit. It's got a fine, try to get it so that we can see the nib here. It's got a fine nib on it. So there's that. That's what that looks like in person. So then on February 4th, which is a Thursday, we had a Lions Club meeting that day. And of course we had a bit of beer that night. We had a couple with dinner when we were there, and then we came home and had some. So I was journaling about that. That's pretty much just what went on that day. Then on Friday, I had finished up with the Green Mile. So journaled about that a little bit, and then just put a little bit of washi right there. And then this picture here, I had gotten a new, this is called a CCTV, and this is something that I used to read with, being visually impaired. And I'm actually going to be doing a video on, the methods to my madness of how I read books and stuff, being visually impaired. I kind of have to go about it a little bit of a different way sometimes. But basically, this is going to replace my old black and white one that I had. And basically what this is this is a monitor up here. And I'll actually show this to you guys in a video, but for this Hobonichi Flipthrough, you just get to see the picture, but there's a monitor up here, and then you put your reading material underneath on this little stand here, and then there's knobs up here where you can zoom in the camera in and out so that it makes your print look a little bit bigger up here, and it flashes it up on the screen so that it's easier to read. So trying to read like a phone book or small print, this is definitely a lifesaver, and I'll be going into more of an explanation about that. So I picked that up Friday morning. This one is awesome. It's in color, and as I said, it's going to replace my old clunker that I've had for, like almost 20, over 20 years I've had that one. So anyway, now on Saturday, and this is my poor drawing skills, we had eyeglasses sorting up at our up at the headquarters of our Lions Foundation that heads up our state. So I tried to draw a pair of glasses, and so basically you take the glasses and you sort them into plastic and metal and things like that, and then the metal is melted down because you can't really ship that overseas, and then the other ones, go to the third world countries for folks that need glasses and stuff. So I journaled about that a little bit. We actually got done early because there's quite a few people in there helping. And then so the books here, I had started and finished up that day The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. That's a short Stephen King book. And then I started on Thinner. That was actually written by Richard Bachman, who is a pen name that Stephen King used. So this edition here was put under the name Stephen King once he found out that he was Richard Bachman. So then on Sunday, I had finished up with Thinner, as we can see. Just kind of journaled about that day a little bit. Kind of a lazy day, I guess. And then I had choir rehearsal that day, so hence the little music notes. So then on Monday, I started out with Pet Sematary. And then this here says new pen pal, and that's because Sandra and I became pen pals that day. I have a video up of some Happy Mail that she sent me a couple weeks ago, so you can check that out if you like. The picture of everything is on Instagram. Let's see. So then I just kind of journaled about that. When I woke up that morning, I found some comments from her on my videos, and we just got to talking, and that's that. And then down here, I had choir rehearsal again, and I put Jackie Chan. Kind of a little bit of an explanation was we're doing some selections from ABBA, and of course one of the songs is Take a Chance on Me, and there's this parody by this a cappella group called Inside Out. I don't know if they're still together anymore. This was a number of years ago, but it's one of those a cappella groups that of course they have the harmonies, and then there's usually a guy that does like the beatboxing sounds, to keep the rhythm section going and so forth. So what happened was, like, as we were singing this song, I was thinking about this Jackie Chan parody, and I had to kind of stop myself from singing the words, and it was funny. I got a kick out of it. So I'll try to find that. If I can find it on YouTube, I'll link that in there so that you guys can listen to it if you like. And then Tuesday here was pure laziness. Because I really didn't do squat that day. I think I had a bit of a headache or something, and then so I just watched old episodes of Little House on the Prairie. Yeah, probably corny and cheesy and stuff, but I loved that show as a kid, and really still love it now. It's got some really, really great family values, and my almost 22-year-old daughter is charmed by the show, so that's got to tell you something. On February 10th, which was a Wednesday, I got my Happy Mail from Sandra, so hence we have the mailbox. This is Happy Mail, and then Sandra, so thank you so much, Sandra. If you're watching, hi! Thank you so much, and I just journaled about that. I loved my little Happy Mail, loved it. And then on Thursday, the 11th, I put Yakety Yak. Thursday didn't really turn out like I had planned it, because I ended up on Messenger a lot of the day talking to one of my friends, Austin, and we got into sending like funny songs and videos back and forth together, and it just kind of, time sort of got the better of us, and that's that. So I spent a few hours on that Thursday, just, kind of talking and laughing with him, just kind of having fun. But, the day didn't turn out like I planned it, because I really didn't plan on taking so much time that day to do that. But yeah, and then here's our little beer can. We had some beer that night, and I was having some beers. I was chatting and yakking with Austin. Then on Friday, oh my gosh, I didn't sleep well on Thursday night, and oh my gosh, like, I was so tired, I put on my book that day, and I just conked. So we have Z's here, because, I was out like a light for quite a few hours that day, Friday, but man, I guess I must have needed the sleep. And then, of course, I was long since up by the time my husband got home, and we had some beer that night. We sat in the bedroom and had some beer and just kind of talked. See, that was on a Friday. Then on Saturday, I was still on Pet Sematary. I was taking a little bit of time to read Pet Sematary because I took a little break, and then as I said, I was watching some Little House on the Prairie and stuff, and I kind of need a little bit of a break. This book, if you haven't read it or seen the movie, there's a movie that was made from it too, but this book is very, very creepy, and it's just really hard to take in large doses, so I had to break it up a little bit. And I'd read it before, like, this is probably my third time reading it, but still, it's very creepy. So I finished up with that on Saturday, and then And then, of course, for anything, lack of anything better to journal about, I said, Holy Beer, Batman. And then, of course, there's our Miller Lite, because we enjoyed some of that. And then on Sunday it was Valentine's Day, and I put coffee or not, because we were having a heck of a time with our coffee pot. On weekends, I just use we just make coffee out of the old coffee maker, even though I have like a Keurig and stuff that I use during the week. But because we drink a bit more coffee on the weekends, normally we will use the old coffee maker. But the thing was, I thought the thing was going out, and, because it was just going so super duper slow. And so what ended up happening was, like, we put some vinegar down it, and it finally got going again. So it needed a cleaning, I guess, but we just, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to get it to work again. And then down here I just put Valentine's Day. Not that we really did much on Valentine's Day, because normally we don't. But that was the Saturday. And then Sunday I had started on Misery. I'd finished up with Pet Sematary, started on Misery by Stephen King, so I was journaling about that. And I swear, guys, after the Stephen King thing is done, I think I'm going to find myself a nice love story to read, preferably a nice steamy one. But anyway, so I started Misery by Stephen King on Sunday, and then we had choir rehearsal, and that is February 1st through February 15th, and I'll be back at the beginning of March to do the second half of February. So I hope you guys enjoyed this flip through, and we'll talk to you guys in the next one. So you guys have a good day, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.